Alright, hey people of the world, this is GTAraj and I welcome you back to the channel once again. Alright. And stuff swings around, but I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, we are live with Forza Horizon. The fifth one, to be exact. And basically there's a retro-esque event on. And yep. I want to check it out. We've already checked it out before, and I'm like, that ain't good, comrade. They're theming it to be retro-esque, and they fucked it. How'd you manage that? Anyway. I am tired, dude. I am hella tired. Like, I exercised today, which, admittedly, I do almost every day. But I was extra tired because I didn't do it yesterday, so my body wasn't ready for it. My body wasn't ready. Fucking Reggie Fils-Aimé is like, you simpleton. If any of y'all come at me like, get the hell out of Reggie Fils-Aimé. Ooh, buddy. My stream just crashed or something.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. I'm gonna pause that gosh dang preview. And then we can see if I've got myself a low video memory warning. Oh yes! I'm enjoying my low FPS here. But you know what though? You know what? Click. Tonight we're going to be jumping into a couple of events, and I want to get them done. It's whoa! I'll take that. Yeah, let's drop this down a little bit. And we want to turn off ray tracing. We don't need it. We never need ray tracing. Ray tracing is just one of those things that you just never really need. People hype it up and they're like, oh my god, ray tracing looks good! And the game they're showing off is Cyberpunk 2077 with the full-blown path tracing. And then it's like, you're not gonna get that. What I do want to come back to is after I upgrade my graphics card in the next few years is Minecraft with RTX on. Cause I'm gonna try and get a I'm not one of those gamers that are like, hey, let's upgrade my parts all the time. Cause that's not what I want to do. The reason I upgraded in the first place from the 5800X, or upgraded to the 5800X, was simply down to the fact that my CPU wasn't good enough at the time. Like, I wasn't able to fully utilize and saturate my graphics card, because I was running a 2700X, a Ryzen 7 2700X. I skipped 3000. Thankfully I did. Because holy crap! Ryzen 3000 was such a jump up, but at the same time, stories and that have come out about the Ryzen 3000 that are like, hey, we're noticing a bit of a thing going on here where we're getting dead memory channels and stuff like that on those chips. So I thought it'd be best if I avoided that. I got the 5800X, overclocked the snot out of it. What did I just complete and why? Oh, it wants me to drive the F355 Berlinetta with Ferrari. Alright, okay, I'll get it. So I got the 5800X and I was like, okay, the performance has skyrocketed. The power efficiency has gotten so much better. And I'm like, okay, I'll keep this for a while. Do I even have that? 1994. I actually do, holy shit. And essentially, what it came down to is ultimately my editing. Editing was fine, but I was noticing issues with games and all that, and I was under the impression I was saturating my CPU when I was gaming and I had like freaking YouTube on in the background. YouTube would become laggy and then sometimes unresponsive, and I'm like, okay, it's probably a YouTube thing. At first I was like, it's a YouTube thing, and then I'm like, maybe I am actually overutilizing my CPU because I'm playing all these games on max. I'm playing Forza Horizon 5 on max settings, and YouTube's chugging along. So I'm like, okay, let me calm the ham on that. And no, not racing dev, thank you. And I'm like, okay, buddy. And eventually, I'm like, okay, we're at this point now. Let's just upgrade the CPU. Because I wanted to, I kind of thought I was running out of cores. Because games these days, for the most part, are still using 1 or 2 cores on your CPU. And I had no real way to test what was going on. And when I was looking at the metrics, it was like your CPU is being utilized a fair amount when you're gaming and whilst you're doing YouTube and streaming and all that. That's another thing. I kind of thought that getting another CPU would help the streaming side of things. It kind of did, but at the same time it really didn't. It's not made anything worse, don't get me wrong, nothing's gotten worse. Nothing has gotten worse with streaming. If anything, it's gotten a little bit better. But I would like to mention that we did actually just get an out of video memory warning on Forza Horizon 5, so maybe it's a GPU thing this entire time. I just don't want to give up the 3070. Holy crap. It was so good when it came out. But we'll go into that in a minute. But no, I upgraded the 5800X to increase performance and power efficiency, and it worked for the most part, but because of issues I was having when I was playing games, I'm like, would it help if I got more cores and more threads? And even when it came to video editing, I was using Vegas 15, and and I was using OFX packages and stuff like that, and they were literally chugging along. I could render out, but in order for me to see what I had done, I'd have to go through the entire process of rendering out the video that I had made or put together. Rendering out the video that I had put together. Then watch it after it's been rendered, and if there's any errors, I would ultimately have to go back and make changes very slowly. See if over 180. Oh, we should be able to. I know a place. But ultimately, what I think it was a combination of outdated software and the fact my graphics card keeps hitting its memory cap on games like Forza. It wants me to do 180. Where am I going to do 180 about? Oh wait, I could do this. I make the gear shorter. And then we just do this. Yeah, I know CPU reasons are kind of like why I did what I did. How do people reach 180 in this thing? Anyway. But no, for me, it got to a point where I'm like, okay, I kind of need to... I didn't have the funding to be like, okay, let's just upgrade both CPU and graphics card and hope for the best. So I picked the most logical one out of the lot, and it was CPU. And at the time, I couldn't resist it because the 5900X had dropped down significantly in price. And I'm like, holy crap, that's a... It's still a lot of money, but you're getting 8 core 16 thread. No, you're getting 12 cores, 24 threads. You're also getting power efficiency up the wazoo. You're still going to be able to hit like 4.8 gigahertz, which I've went far over, to be fair. And so much more. The price was like, what, $400 or $500 on release, but now it's like, yeah, you might consider upgrading to that. And that said, 12 cores, 24 threads, my video editing software could not utilize it, and it shot the bed. Why am I not able to push out enough power on this? That's insane. And it wants me to hit 180. Lightweight construction gives 0 to 60 times just 4.7 seconds. It should allow you to reach the speed of over 180. That's not how that works! I mean, if they want me to upgrade it so it can do that, I can do it. But the assumption is, right out of the box, it's meant to do that. And I don't see it doing that. Yeah, if you go right for that, speed for downforce. And then shorten these gears, bring them back so they take a little bit longer to go along. Yeah, we're only doing 175. I mean, you could probably do over that, but it's whatever. But yeah, no, with the configs that I was using on the 5800 and 5900X, they were getting me past 5 gigahertz, so their overclockability was insane. Like, without a shadow of a doubt, I was very impressed with it. And then you're seeing all these other Intel CPUs come out with E-cores, P-cores, and it's like, yeah, they're not power efficient in the slightest. It's like, what? Nani? You trying to tell me these Intel CPUs aren't efficient at all? Then Intel tries to gaslight the community into thinking, hey, you know, our CPUs aren't meant to run like that. You might want to fiddle with the settings a little bit. Wow, that's a steady state speed. Nice. Yeah, we'll just head back to the house. We'll just upgrade this to the Wazoo. And yeah. But yeah, no, one of the worst things to come out from the PC industry and this year is Intel's gaslighting. And well, Intel's gaslighting, Asus's shenanigans with customers. What they've got a thing in the return policy that's like, hey, we'll take a look at your stuff, but if you don't pay our exorbitant fees, we will send it back to you disassembled. So people were having issues with their ROG Ally, an Asus thingamabob, an Asus handheld, and they're like, yeah, my SD card reader's not working, my screen is a little bit iffy, or my joysticks are drifting. Asus is like, okay, sure, we'll take a look at it, send it along to us. So people were sending in their ROG Allies, and Asus was like, okay, we need to replace the screen, the motherboard, we need to replace this and that, and it's going to cost you this much. If you don't pay it, we'll send you the item. We'll send you your item. There's no guarantee that it will be assembled when you get it back. And rightfully so, people are mad. Very mad. And I'm like, okay, yeah, rightfully bloody so. Asus should not be doing that. Oh, we could install a twin turbo? We shouldn't need to, but we'll do it anyway. I'm going to blow up this fucking engine, innit? Oh yes, we can put in a twin turbo. We'll put in the anti-lag. Yeah, boy. Get that anti-lag in there. Now all we have to do is reset our settings and then try again with a little bit different settings. But no. Intel was gaslighting people into thinking, hey, yeah, our CPUs are not meant to be drawing 300 watts. Kindly do something about that. And people are like, it's your CPU, why are you not doing anything about it? But they tried to gaslight the manufacturers into thinking it was their fault. And At this point, no one actually knows what to fucking do or what to believe anymore. It is just pure insanity. Oh, my gearing might be a little bit off, but that's fine. I should be able to hit this just fine. Let's lower the tire PSI a little bit and get... The tire will be flatter in general, but it will allow us to... It will allow us to do a thing. It will allow us to... Whew! It will allow us to get more contact with the ground. Welcome, Zach. How are you doing? But no, we've had Intel try to gaslight community or the PC industry. We have AI. AI is like the freaking buzzword thing right now, and it's insane. I hate it. Let's do this. Where's the DeLorean? Like in the thumbnail. We're doing missions first and foremost before we get on to anything like that. But Forza Horizon 5 does have a DeLorean that you can buy. Not buy. You have to earn it, or you can buy it off the auction house. And people will charge you an arm and a leg to buy the DeLorean. But I got suspended for using a save tool to give myself a DeLorean two DeLoreans for free. So it's not terrible. It's just not recommended. My challenge right now is yeah, there we go. Powerhouse complete. I do have a DeLorean that I want to use, but I want to complete these Ferrari challenges first. Right, better PC. I'll try it with some mods. I wouldn't. No. You don't play this with mods. It's an online game. I don't recommend playing with mods on online games. You will get banned. You will get banned for that. What's on my festival playlist? Electronic suspension and use 6-speed generation. Uses advanced tech to win a road race. Advanced tech from 1994. Okay. Let's pick up an old road race. One that we've done already, which is fine. We'll do this. I am playing with a manual gearbox on my car, so it's... Like, I used a save tool to give myself cars, 1 or 2 cars, but they picked up on that quite quickly and suspended me for it. Because it was my first offense, it wasn't a ban. And this is a game that does require you to sign in with an Xbox account. That's one thing that still pisses me off. People are like, oh, this PlayStation game on PC requires you to sign in with a PlayStation Network account to play it. And I'm like, okay, we've had that on PC. We've had that with Xbox and PC for a few years. Xbox ultimately does it worse. Because they will allow you to play through the game without an Xbox account, but you cannot save or load. So ultimately your progress is worthless. Rather than not being able to outright play your game at all, they just restrict the ability to actually play the game fully, even though they give you the option to. And it's like, what? It does. It really does. Having to sign into a game with a third-party account, like what Ubisoft does, Square Enix does it. Square Enix has done that before. They made Final Fantasy. They made the original Final Fantasy VII. One of those online only games. When it came to Steam, And I don't mean the original release with the Ultimate Edition. The version that came to Steam like 2008, 2009, they made you sign in with a Square Enix account. Of course I didn't see what you sent because you've been quiet. So yeah, a lot of companies are making you sign in with accounts to tether you online to make sure you don't do shenanigans with your single player game. Yeah. Justice League, no, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League was notorious for that, even though the plot for the game wasn't terrible. We're gonna win this S-Class race. It is 3 laps. We're all S-Class, S1 class. This car is homegrown S1 class, not some nonsense that was made to be S1 class off out the factory. Also, it is worth noting that the AI in this does cheat a fair amount, and it's not a new thing either. Have you seen any of the Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi 2 streams I've done? The AI on that cheats heavily. Batman. Yeah, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is a live service game, even though it could be largely... It could be 100% played in single player. The online component for it isn't necessarily required, but they made it a requirement. Oh shit. It's fine, we skip those checkpoints. Even though they're just there to tracker time. But no, in that game you play as the Suicide Squad like King Shark, Deadshot, Harley Quinn, that kind of stuff. The plot is basically what you'd expect from the Suicide Squad, but people are like, oh, they disrespected Batman. Me no like it. But the main actual downside to the game is that it's live service. So, even though you're playing it single player, you're required to always be connected to play it. And it sucks. It sucks for that. We're on last lap. Fuck. Restart. AI's cheating. I just traveled a few days ago. Stream lags. King Charles. King Shark. But no, I've changed the stream up a little bit. Should be alright. I'm using a different encoder so I don't take as big a performance hit to the game. I still am, don't get me wrong. I had to change my settings just ever so slightly. But I'm still streaming in 9,000 kilobits, so the game, my content will be streamed at 1080-60. Because I am streaming over 60 FPS, my graphics card is overclocked and everything, so I should be able to push the maximum amount of frames for this. But no, my thing is that I like to overclock. And that's one thing I get out of my CPU quite well. King Shark? I said King Charles. That's an insult to King Shark. King Charles is an overblown dipstick. Well, why are you waiting on a call from the doctors? You're not... You come in here and you're like, hey, did you see what I said? And I'm like, no. And you just don't explain anything. You're like, hey, I'm waiting on the thing. You're not explaining why you're waiting on the thing. Man, that's like the biggest downside. If Cinema sends were to fucking rape, set my stream, it'd be like, Michaela plays a pronoun game. Ding. Like, what? Ah, there ain't no way they're fucking faster than me. Holy shit, I need to get better at this. I need to start taking more corner risks. Like this. Wait, are those modified cars? Let's find out. 911 GT2, Chupin, Lambo Diablo SV. They're modified cars. But I know for a fact the Diablo SV is not performing that well. Like, okay, over the past 10 years, gaming has gotten so bad, I'm honestly surprised it's not dead. And to be frank, outside of a minority, it really should be. Because of the way things are, I'm surprised anyone's put up with it long enough. And I say this knowing full well that I'm a gaming YouTuber. And I have been for the better part of 15 years. Gaming has gotten so bad over the past few years that it's not worth it. Price rises are fine. But with the new Life is Strange coming out, they've done a collector's edition that does not include the game. And I'm like, what? So you want me to pay like $60 for the game, and then another $50 for an enamel pen, an art book, and a vinyl. I am not doing well with my gear changes, am I? Holy. I am wholeheartedly gonna raise the volume on this like fucking crazy because I can't hear shit. At least I can, but my audio EQ isn't up to snuff. There we go. Yeah, we're gonna restart this. The fact that a lot of games want, even if a single player games want you to be connected online, that's not good. The fact that publishers are actively against you owning your game, when in all actuality you used to. But some brain dead fucking retards came in and like, by buying a game, you unknowingly accepted a EULA that doesn't give you ownership. And I'm like, no, you're fucking retarded. Go back to school, you fucking brainlet. You spastic, get out of here. Because when you bought a game physically, you are not tethered to any service. Oh, fucking checkpoint missed. I hate that. That's not how checkpoints work. Fucking playground games. Stop fucking gatekeeping, you pricks. They're there to keep track of time. They're not there to stop to make you play fair. You actually, as far as I'm aware, not going through checkpoints, doesn't penalize you in racing. But no, when you buy a game these days, you largely don't, if you're buying it digitally, you really don't own the game. Which I don't agree with. I'm all about the preservation and being able to tinker with the game as you see fit. In my case, I do own a large library of digital games, But those are ones I can pick up physically quite easily and put them into the original systems they were designed for. For the most part, anyway. There are a few exceptions like Forza Horizon 5 here. Where even if you bought that on Xbox, you're still tethered online and yada yada yada. Why did my wheels lock up like that though? Yeah, that checkpoint's whatever. Oh, I missed that one by a fucking large man. Fuck. But no, gaming's gotten so bad to a point that even the value option is killing studios. It's just like, what? So that's something I want to talk about actually is game services. Or games as a service. They tried this a long time ago with like OnLive. And OnLive was actually really good, but no one was prepared for it. They weren't prepared to pay monthly to play games. Get the fuck out of here, you. I will beat your ass. You're not faster than me. In actuality, none of these cars are actually faster than me. They just have one of those fucking weird things on them. For artificial challenge. Yeah, Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2 does this a whole lot, and it is annoying. Like there's opponents that you can't even stamina break, so there's no way to pull off specific combos against them. So you have to improvise. In this case, they have hidden tuning presets for races like this. Now, I've been able to show this up before, but the save tool that I mentioned earlier, unlocked those hidden presets, and I'm like, oh lordy. But it was only for specific vehicles, so but because I know of their existence, and their existence has been proven, it is safe to say that the devs kind of cheaped out with the AI. And they have done since, as far as I'm concerned, Forza Horizon 4, where I made one of the AI cars crash, and they weren't even trying to get away from it, they weren't trying to get out of it. Which ultimately they should have been doing. They should have honestly been doing that. But yeah, no, games as a service. Games as a service should ultimately not exist. Paying monthly to play a bunch of games. Okay, I'll rephrase that because, God damn it. Services like Nintendo Switch Online, the publishers that made those games are no longer making money from them. So it is genuinely fine for Nintendo to put them up on the NSO service. And be like, hey, you want to play these games? Well, pay us monthly and you can do so. But when things like Game Pass do it, they're putting out new games. Game Pass put out new games. Michaela's still not replied, by the way, just saying she's withholding information, and that's very, very evil. Game Pass puts out new games, Frame 1, which, no, you shouldn't be doing that. That is not something Game Pass should ever be doing. Like, the promotion for Game Pass was so good. Because their whole thing is, hey, pay us $1 for your first month of Game Pass, and then after that, it's like, what, 12 bucks? Which, yeah, that's great value. That's great value right there. It seriously is. Let's just make these gears short as fuck. But when you get right down to it, the Game Pass has become stagnant. Game Pass has become stagnant and it's no longer growing. That means Microsoft are not making the same amount of money off of, or not making expected amount of money off of Game Pass, which means there's less money to pay publishers for putting games on Game Pass. In return, publishers are getting less money, which is causing studios to shut down because they're not getting the money. They're getting so little profits from the game that the only time that the game they would really get paid is when the game stayed at like there's like this ranking system. If the game is highly ranked, then it's gonna have a lot of downloads and they get compensated for it or something like that. That's the way I understand it. Bonk. But no, things like things like PlayStation Now and their whole thing. A lot of the games they put on there are already multi-platform in the first place. So like they put Spider-Man remastered on freaking what's his face PlayStation Now, and it'll do well, but it's also multi-platform. You can pick up on PC as well. Same with not Gears of War, although that ultimately should be multi-platform. That's insane. So we're gonna downgrade this car real quick to stop them from being fucking spammy gits. But no, Gears of War, fuck! God of War! God of War would also ultimately do well, given the current predicament. But when you put new games on a service like Game Pass, it is ultimately not good for the publisher, because you're not guaranteed people playing your game. Even though they can easily come out and say, Xbox can easily come out and say, oh, this game is doing super successful, congratulations. That ultimately means nothing. That ultimately means nothing when you look back at things. And that's literally just in regards to a game performance. The game might perform well, but that doesn't last. That never lasts. Did I not put one of these on before? Either way, that's all we're doing to this car. Actually, I'm going to put different wheels on it and lower performance index. We can try and cheese out the opponent. But yeah, information's already came out that Game Pass has not been beneficial to publishers. So publishers have been closing, or game studios have been closing simply because they've not been making money due to the profits that they were promised from things like Game Pass. And they just haven't been getting it, because in order for them to receive profits, the game has to perform well, and if the game doesn't perform well, they don't get that. Yeah. It's ultimately a shame. I feel bad for the publishers that are being screwed over. But when it comes to things like Nintendo doing it, oh, we can go this far, huh? Let's do that. We're gonna bring you forward. Did I not put a different transmission in the setup on this? That sucks. But yeah, when Nintendo and Sony do it, the games are largely from publishers that are either multi-platform or the publishers themselves wouldn't make money from it anyway. Yeah, we'll just stick all this back on again. Kinda need all that. So like, let's just say Nintendo put out Chrono Trigger on the NSO, not Chrono Cross, that's a PS1 game. What the fuck? I'm being phoned right now. 1 second. Never bloody mind, he fucking hung up on me. I arrest a copyright violation and he didn't fucking stay on the line, whatever. That's my dad. Oh. Well, he can wait. God damn it. Anyway. Yeah, I made sure it changed my transition back. Oh, fuck. Yeah, like I was saying, when Nintendo do it and Sony do it, it's largely for games that they wouldn't really care about, so to speak. Like, they don't actively push people to buy it on their service. So people are hand in hand either gonna play it on PlayStation Now or NSO or whatever, rather than you already know what I'm trying to say. You already know what I'm fucking trying to say. Wait, that's not the one we're doing. We're doing this one, I think. Yeah, this one. Yeah, the point I'm trying to make is that Sony weren't pressuring people to use their online service to get games early access or day one or whatever without having to freaking go out to shops and buy it. But that's what Microsoft is doing. Their whole thing is, hey, this new game that's coming out, it'll be on Game Pass day one. And when you look at a game's price compared to what an online service costs, the temptation is there. The temptation is there. And I'm not going to do the Pokemon argument of, well, if you're a broke bitch, boy, just say so. When that little idiot's like, hey, here, have some cookies for $28. 3 packets for $28. Which in its own right is a fucking ripoff, because 3 packets, when they're $7 a piece, that ain't it, chief. Your math doesn't work out. That's $21 for 3 individual packets, and then you're like, here's a 3 pack for 28. Yeah, she can't math. I don't care about your Horizon Arcade. You can stick your Horizon Arcade up your shitter. I just want to chill with the boys. I don't want to be bothered by your bullshit game. Fuck off. Yep, That's that's one of the few things I hate about Horizon 5. That, it's bugs, it's AI. That's really about it, I think. Yeah, and the end of it, Horizon Arcade is just dog shit. There's no need for it. One of the best parts about Horizon is the community stuff. Community stuff's out of this goddamn world. Because when you let the community do community things, they go ham on it. And it is fucking gorgeous when you see what people do. Why did my top speed not change? It should have. But yeah, no. For the most part, I would not recommend Horizon 5. Anyway, my brain is so fried that I can't necessarily focus too much. The point is, Game Pass is bad. Publishers are not making money from Game Pass because people are not going out and buying the game. They're waiting for it to come out in Game Pass. Game Pass day one, publisher loses out money. That's the point. The big, like Call of Duty Black Ops 6, which is, oh my god, there's 6 of them. Why? Why is there 6 Call of Duty Black Ops? Jesus Christ. Anyway. Black Ops 6 is not going to make its money on Game Pass. So it's ultimately kind of fine for it to do that. But for games like Hellblade, yeah, Microsoft didn't even advertise that game. So Microsoft's kind of bad. I thought that was a fucking DeLorean for a second there. It's not. You know what? I could have given this car more performance or more power for this class. Also, did you know that Ferrari is one of the scummiest car companies on the planet? Like, they're so identification focused that they will sue you if you try to change the paint color on the car. It's like, what? And the most hypocritical thing ever is, in order to own a Ferrari, you must have previously owned a Ferrari. And I'm like, what the hell? That's some dog shit right there. Let me focus real quick on this. I better not get copyright claim for that fucking Dragon Force ringtone, by the way. Holy shit. Because that was ringing for a good couple seconds. My dad has the weirdest fucking attempts to phone me. I'm like, what? Oh, hello. I was calling you. Why did you not just phone me earlier? What the fuck, man? He hasn't tried to get in contact today, so why now? Why not just, like, take 10 seconds to be like, hey, how you doing? Like, he does do that, but he does it at the most bullshit times. I'm like, yeah. My guy. Yo, why am I 4th gear so slow? Also, what the fuck's with this bullshit right up ahead? Get out of here. My car's faster than all yours. Oh, I misshifted. Yeah, no, this is bullshit. That was fucking rigged. I hate that. I hate that. I will die by my statement of turn 10, not turn 10. Playground Games cannot fucking cannot code AI for fucking shit. They've taken a good product and turned it into dog war. Is basically what I'm saying. Shit, I was stuck in reverse. Yeah, we're restarting that. That's embarrassing. There we go, catching up. Fucking checkpoints. Playground Games are so fucking retarded. They don't know how checkpoints work in a race. God. At most, I would have been penalised like about a second and a half. But they're too fucking brain dead to realise that kind of dog shit. Hmm. Nope! The biggest downside to this franchise is the fucking rubber banding that goes on. That's where the cards get randomly fast for no goddamn reason. Like that, Lancia. Was it a Lancia? One of the two. It's that little black car. It's not 4x4. It's like a 9. Not 911. It's a little black one. It looks like a DeLorean. What is in 5th right now? The Espada 400 GT. That one crept up out of nowhere, and I know for a fact there's no tuning setup you could put on that would make it creep up like that. You dirty little bastard. If I catch up to them, they'll slow down. Nope. I refuse. I've got an F40 in this game, and it is nowhere near as good as that, even at this race class. I need to try and circumvent the rubber banding. Playground games are fucking brain dead. There we go. Hmm. There we go. That's the kind of distance I'd be expecting between me and the opponent in a regular race without this rubber banding shenanigans. A second and a half difference. Look at that. The E-Sprit and all that are a very similar performance index to me. Now, the thing to note here is that 911 Turbo from 82. That thing should have done a little bit better, in all honesty. It should have done a little bit better. But no, the higher the performance index, the dodgier things get. So as you saw in the very, very beginning, commercial success page for take a photo. What? Let's do that. Let's take a photo of it. There we go. Challenge done. Yeah, no, like I was saying, if that was a regular race, then yeah, I would probably be about a second or so ahead. But as always, these AIs are just scripted to go from point A to point B. It is honestly surprising, to be honest. It is so surprising that in this day and age, the racing games aren't as good as they used to be. Like, yeah, back on the PS1, they were programmed to go from point A to point B. They didn't care if you smashed them in or not, if they smashed you in or not. They would do what they had to because that's all they knew how to do. They go from point A to point B until the race ended. But if memory serves, in the original Forza Motorsport, and I'm pretty sure in Motorsport 2, cars would actually try to back off because of some of the mechanics. What the fuck, you prick, that were implemented into the game. So it would make sense for the game to be programmed, quote unquote, correctly. Now it is actually interesting. I just drink 1 second. Oh, I'll have a drink. One of the things I've wanted to do is a kind of retrospective on the series, on how it went from good to pretty bad. How did Forza become such a horrible franchise? And it's something I'd be interested in making, but I need to get my hands on the entire franchise. Which, in this day and age, is relatively difficult. It is extremely difficult to get your hands on the entire Forza collection. Digitally, I mean. Because there's no such version of... There's no complete catalogue unless you get it physically. Which I'm going to do. I used to have Forza Motorsport 1 through 4 physically. I think it's just 4 now. But I had those. What else did I have? Forza Motorsport. I had Forza Horizon 1. I still have that actually. I have a copy of it on my Xbox. My Xbox Series X. I have it physically too. I don't have Forza Horizon 2 physically yet. But I want to get them. I want to get 2 and 3 and play through them a little bit. Because 3 you can't buy online anymore because they're like, hey, okay, people aren't playing this. Let's just not even sell it anymore. And I'm like, you're fucking brain dead for that. This is why you don't go for an all-digital future. You miss out on so many good games. You really do. And it's insane to even think that digital is good to begin with. Maybe for minimalists that don't want to have a collection. But that's literally it. And there's people out there that actually do believe, oh, the game's not on the disc. The game is always on the disc. It's always been that way, even still today. Sure, when you put the game in, maybe like, hey, you're going to have to install this. The data is still on the disc. The entire data. Outside of one game that I know of. Outside of one game that I know of that is single player. That is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 was released at a weird time. And when you put the game in, it would be like, there's a big ass update, do you want to download it? You can do that. You should definitely do that, because that is the game. The game, Tony Hawk's is in this weird, or Pro Skater 5 at least, is in this weird state. Where the game itself is not on the disc, but it also is. The actual game content is not on the disc. However, the tutorial level is. Brain Dead Activision is like, hey, we kind of forgot to put the game on the disc. Let's kind of do that now. Let's put the game on the disc, or let's put the rest of the game out as an update. So basically, when the servers die for this game, and I specifically mean update servers, not online servers, no one's playing that game online, you will no longer have access to the game. Legally. There's more than likely someone out there that has a modified console that has been able to back the game up after it's been downloaded. And that's the way that it should have been in the first place. Alright? That's the way that it should have been in the first place. This is why, it's one of the reasons why you should never ever trust an all-digital future. An all-digital future, like I mentioned earlier with OnLive, no one wanted it. People were impressed with the tech in the beginning. They're like, wait, what? Wait, we're playing this online? Wait, what? Where's the hidden PC at? Where's the hidden PC at, buddy? Because that's what it came down to. It was so, the tech at the time was so good. The delay was also fantastic. Like, in a non-satirical sense, they had the delay down so good that people thought they were actually playing on a PC. They thought they had routed cables and were like, okay, we're kind of tricking you here. But that's not the case. OnLive was such a good service for its time. Even now, with services like Shadow, GeForce Now, Xbox's version, CloudX Gaming or whatever it is, Even Google Stadia back when that was still a thing. None of them seem to be able to rival what was going on with OnLive. But OnLive kind of like fake their statistics. Like, yeah, we got millions of players. But in actuality, they had like several thousand. And the millions that they showed off were people that were interested. But this is why I loved that time period. People were not interested in online only. They were not interested in online game streaming. They were not interested in digital downloads or anything like that. For console, obviously the PC side of things was massive. No, it was still massive. Steam was still going, or Steam was going. You had this, you had that. But no, an all digital future should never happen. That's fucking dystopian. I don't want to try trails. Get the fuck out of here with that. Oh wow, one of these. I'm not doing that. Yeah, we've already done that showcase event. There's no need to do it again. See, this is what I hate about Horizon 5. Their showcases are just uninteresting. They did great with 4. My downside with 4 is that the AI was buggy to shit. AKA it didn't exist. And I showed this off by pushing a car into a wall. And it just kept trying to go forward. There was also like some kind of crate thing that you could do. Where you're jumping through crates and cars were getting stuck and falling down. And yeah, that went well. But no, back to the online thing. As a gamer with a collection, online and physical, my physical collection is my pride and joy. With physical, you get a lot more than just the game. You get to be able to look at the artwork that's on the game, because the artwork for the discs used to be very different from what was on the game, or from what you could find in the game. That's why I also recommend you buy the original releases instead of Platinum. Platinum is just a silver disc, but you get beautiful artwork if you bought the original release with all the artwork on it. Fantastic stuff, really good stuff. Yeah. Now, my biggest gripe, or one of my gripes with an online future, is that you're giving publishers and developers so much control. It's control they really shouldn't have. When you buy a game, it should be yours to play at your own convenience. If I get on a plane and I decide I want to play Sonic the Hedgehog, Sega should have no right to say, hey, buddy, we don't want you doing shenanigans. You might want to sign into your Nintendo account or PlayStation account or whatever. I know they wouldn't do that because Sega's actually very community friendly. Oh, retro sports car. Let's go. Oh, this is a community made one. Hell yeah, let's fucking go. I think I'll take the clips. Oh wait, can I use the donut media cards? The Fear Ladies. Oh wait, no, I upgraded them. They're a little too powerful for this event. I'll take the DeLorean. But yeah, like I said, the online future gives publishers so much control, and it's not a good thing. them having control basically means it's not a case of your game, it's still our game. They can, allowing them control, that much control, would allow them to also dictate how long you can play, what you can do, the kind of content you can access, and so much more. If it's connected to a server and the server goes down, you cannot play the game you paid money for. That guy in a boat. What the hell? That's brilliant. And that's the Lego dragon? Where'd you get that asset? Or is that the Hot Wheels dragon? That is so cool. Like I said, the community for this is great. They make so many great maps. This is brilliant. But no. How many laps? 3. Let's go. Yeah. I know, allowing publishers control is taken away from your right to play the game. They would do PR speak that's like, oh, it's not our intention to take away your ability to play the game, but you are connected to our servers. We need to verify that you legally own the game, even though it's in your account. You can and will end up like Ubisoft. When they fucking took out that oh, what the hell? It's not Drive Trap. Drive Trap's a YouTube channel. The Crew. That's it. When Ubisoft decided to shut down The Crew, that can be 100% played single player. And they're like, yeah, we're taking the game down. You won't be able to play the game ever again, and yeah. Because you need to, even though you're going to play a single player, you still need to connect to their servers to verify. Because the servers are not there, you can't play the game. But the worst part is how much control they have over the version that you bought. So if you bought it off of their store, they have the ability to remove it from your account. And that is something they did do. When they shut the servers down and sunset the game entirely, they started to remove it from people's accounts on Ubisoft. Remove it from people's Ubisoft account. They should not be allowed to do that legally. That should be grounds for a class action lawsuit. I don't think people are brave enough to take that out. I'm under the impression, my strong opinion of this is if a game can be played single player, it should not require an internet connection at all. So, Forza Horizon 5, for example, that can be played single player. An internet connection should not be mandatory to play it. I should be able to pull out my Ethernet card and play this game. I probably can't. Yeah, I more than likely can't because it needs my Xbox. I need to verify Xbox account and all that. Which is also dumb, by the way. Gaming is shifting slowly to the worst timeline, and I'm not here for it. It's fucking terrible. I'm gonna leave things there for now. What are we doing tomorrow? I think it's. Oh, what did I say was for tomorrow? I forgot. I'm tired. I'm ranty. And I'm forgetful. I know we're doing League of Legends from Wednesday onwards. Let me see. Let me see. Community. Oh, there we go. Also, if you haven't checked out the new video yet, I recommend it. Oh, great. Tomorrow's depression. Tomorrow we will be jumping back into Dragon Ball Z Sparking Neo. My inspiration for the series is Dotto Doya. He's actually finished the game now. And I'm like, okay, I finished it years ago. But like, the Japanese version I have not finished. There's also some parts of it that I want to translate. There's a line in BT2 Sparking Neo, where the narrator states, in reality, Vegeta couldn't transform without Bulma's help. And it's like, what the hell? Not to mention, BT2 also rewrites the GT ending to the franchise. They just basically say Goku and Vegeta just fly on off, and they're like, hey, let's go eat. And I'm like, what? That's not what happens. Are you kidding? But yeah, no. When it comes to gaming in general, digital is not the answer. Digital is never the answer. It is only a... Digital is a solution for people who don't want a physical collection. And for people that enjoy having publishers take control. If I were to pick up a game today and stick it into my PS4 or PS5, I don't have PS5, but pretend for a second I have a PS5. If I were to pick up a PlayStation game today and put it in my system and keep the system offline, so long as the firmware is up to date, I could play it just fine. So long as it's not an online-only game. For certain things like Plex, you need PlayStation to be online, which I don't agree with. You shouldn't have to be signed into a PlayStation network account to run a Plex media server that can be run just over a local network. Just saying, you may want to fix that. But no, we are heading to the worst gaming timeline, where publishers have so much control that's unreal. They're like... Game publishers today, with the amount of control they have, are like fucking Hitler and the Nazis. That's what that is. We are heading to the Nazi gaming timeline. I fucking hate it. I'm not here for that. I'm not here for that. What I want to do going forward is largely to play retro on the channel. Aside from games like League of Legends with the bell ends, I want to try and shovel out there more retro content. And try and garner up more interest in having a physical collection. Because when you go physical, you get to do things that you don't necessarily get to do. Like, gaming in its own right is nowhere near as innovative as it used to be. You want proof of that? Think of media applications like Baby Universe on the PlayStation. That game would load itself into RAM, and then you could swap the disc out, and then you could play your own music through Baby Universe. Think of games like Sonic 2. Alright? Without some kind of a ROM hack, you wouldn't be able to play as Knuckles in Sonic 2. If you put Sonic 2 on top of Sonic and Knuckles, you could play Sonic Knuckles and Sonic 2. without the aid of Sonic 2, you wouldn't be able to. You wouldn't have access to the very easy level select tree for Sonic 3. You can a lot of the things you can do in Sonic the Hedgehog you can't do nowadays with the digital versions. Sega's not bad for that. They're definitely not bad for that. But they also still have a lot of control. When you go digital, you surrender rights, you surrender control. And that is not the way gaming should be. Going digital or going to services to rent out new games, that's just harming publishers. And we need publishers to stick around. That's the way I see it. We need publishers to stick around. Playing games day one on Game Pass might be beneficial for your wallet, but it's not beneficial for gaming. It has already been shown legitimately that it is harming publishers doing this. Services like Nintendo Online, NSO, they get away with it because it's all retro content and the publishers aren't necessarily making money from it. Sony gets away with it because it's all old stuff on their end of things. Game Pass just chucks everything out there and it's like, hey, come and sign up to Game Pass. We have all the new games. And you only have to pay like $12 a month. Publishers are no longer making big bank from having things on Xbox. So they're having to rely on alternative sources of income like Steam sales. So they sell a game, when a publisher sells a game on Steam, Steam takes a little bit of, I think it's 30%, give or take, for each purchase. So back and forth. You pay your $70 for a game. $50 of that, give or take, goes back to publisher. And that's put towards making the next game and just general bills and all that. They're making nowhere near as much as that if they put it on Game Pass. Because $12, you already have access to it. Plus tons of other games. Very difficult for publishers to make money doing that. Be very easy for them to be like, hey, do we want money? Or do we want our game in the hands of many people at once? Or do we want our game in the hands of as many players as we can at once, but we sacrifice a lot of money for it? If we run the risk of bankruptcy, the point is, because Game Pass is not growing, it is not sustainable. I think that it will be running for another few years, but publishers will start leaving Game Pass. That's the way I see it. Unless Microsoft can figure out a way to pay publishers for the game, or get money into the hands of publishers and keep them going, I don't see Game Pass working out. The thought behind it is pretty good because you pay your monthly for it, and then you're getting access to all these games. Pretty cheap. But they have to compensate somewhere. That's all I'm gonna say on that for now, until something else comes out. But for now, as far as I'm aware, Game Pass is not it. I don't recommend it to people. It might be good for your wallet, but it's not good for the publisher. The more you use it, the more publishers suffer, and then the less money they'll make, and the higher chance they have of shutting down. That's just the way I see it. That's not just the way I see it, it's the way that it actually is right now as well. But also going digital means that publishers have a lot more control over your game and what you can do with said game. In the case of Ubisoft and The Crew, where Ubisoft is still removing the game from people's libraries, even though they bought it from them and they legally own it. And then you've got the dipsticks that are like, hey, you've never owned your games. They're not yours. They never were. And to that I say, shut the fuck up. You're brain dead. Anyway, that's my take on things. If you're enjoying the content, leave a like, share the content around, turn on the notification bell, yada yada yada. You know the drill. You want to support the channel, become a channel member. Or if you want to support the channel more, become a channel member, or use affiliate links, or do both. Anyway, this is GTA Raj. I will be back tomorrow with Dragon Ball Z Sparking Neo. So you stay safe, you take care, and I'll see you all again tomorrow. Bye.